Let's talk about marriage for a minute. And that might sound kind of crazy, but there's a marketing, I'll say, tool, tactic, strategy behind what I'm going to talk about when it comes to marriage. That I think once you understand, I know once I understood it, it changed the way that I started doing some of the things that I was doing. Here's what I mean. Let's assume that you're in a grocery store, Publix, Winn-Dixie, hey, it could be Target, I really don't care, and you see the person of your dreams. I mean, you see someone across maybe in the produce section, and he or she is like, oh my gosh, I have got to meet that person. And let's say that you literally were so enthusiastic that you just walked over to them and you said, hey, you're the one, we should get married. What do you think that person would say? I'll tell you what they would say. They would say, you're crazy, go away, and probably call the store manager and get you kicked out of the store, okay? That's likely what would happen. When it comes to marketing and sales, guess what? That's what most businesses are doing. They're literally saying, you don't know me, you don't know very much about me, but here's my thing and you should buy it. And then wonder how come everybody isn't rushing to buy their thing. So the strategy here is you don't want to hit your customers or potential customers or clients in the face with an offer at hello without building any type of relationship with them at all. Now, if you're selling eggs for $2 a dozen or whatever they cost these days, $3 a dozen, $4 a dozen, or bread for $2 a loaf or whatever, you can hit them in the face, here's the thing, here's the price. But if you're selling something that requires any kind of a thought process or any kind of a decision-making process, then you might want to back off of the, hey, why don't you marry me now, and start the dating process first, okay? Now, what I mean is, instead of walking up to that person at the produce section saying, will you marry me, you might saunter over there and look at some of the same things that they're looking at. You might even ask their opinion about something. You might even comment on a choice that they've made. You might even comment on how they look, or a special earring, or a really cool shirt, or something like that, just to potentially start a little dialogue. You probably won't get thrown out of the store for that. And you'll start the qualifying process. The next step, if you do strike up a dialogue or something like that, you're probably still not going to say, okay, good, now let's go home. Or will you marry me? The next step would really be to, gosh, I wonder if this is real. So you might move to a situation of, gosh, do you shop here often? Yes, I shop here all the time. Do a little bit of investigating to find out if this person's single, married, crazy, whatever it is. Before you would say, hey, do you want to marry me? And maybe the next step would be something as simple as, gosh, it'd be awesome to meet for coffee sometime. If you come to this store all the time, there's a Starbucks across the street, would it ever be interesting to sit and have a cup of coffee? You'll get a yes or a no, okay, or a maybe. You get what I'm saying. You go down the path. You don't just get in people's face. So when it comes to your marketing, you have to ask yourself, are you just like walking up to people and shocking them with buy my stuff, or are you taking a little bit longer view of that and going through the process of dating your potential customers or clients before you ask them to marry you? There's a couple benefits of doing it that way. One is you might find out halfway through the process that this is not a customer or client that you want. They really are crazy. It might not be a person in the grocery store. You may never want to marry that person. You might have coffee and you will never go to lunch. Let's find out sooner rather than later, because you really don't want them to buy your thing, because now you're going to have to deal with them forever. So it's also a way to repel potential clients that wouldn't be a good fit for you. So anyway, the message here is, if you're not getting the results that you are expecting to would like from some of your marketing, it might be that you are literally like skipping too many steps. If you'd like some help to figure out what are those steps, give us a call, send a DM, comment below, whatever, and literally would be happy to sit with you, no charge, okay, no arm twisting. It's that coffee at Starbucks, okay? We would sit with you, and let's see if we can find a way to maybe add a couple of steps that would help you get a better return on investment from some of the money that you're spending on this advertising and marketing. So anyway, finally, beware. Don't ask them to marry you before you've actually gone through at least some stages of the dating process.